Hey, we're back, Tiyani and Thabi. We just had the discussion on gender-based violence, and a point that Tia raised was on initiation schools and how that is something that needs to be discussed. So,
yeah, I wanted it to be discussed because it's just an initial reaction that I think many women, girl children actually to be specific, experience as a shock when boy children, okay, they come back from this traditional schools or initiation schools after some really long time as well, you know, like maybe 3-4 weeks or months even. And these, what the girl child would have seen was a friend or a brother, cousin that was a boy, now comes back as a not self-proclaimed, but it was as a man, you know, and it changes the relationship dynamics.
It's very jarring.
It's very jarring. Men will come back. Men, I don't even want to know if I can really say men, because most of the time the boys that go to initiation school are like 12, 13, 14.
The only thing that defines them as men is aggressiveness.
Yeah, so they come back way more aggressive,
controlling,
way more controlling,
and that's their definition of being a man, I suppose.
Yeah, and they have a lot of what's the word for entitlement? Yeah, so they have a lot of sense of
basically
entitlement.
Toxic masculinity in a box.
Yeah, they come back with this toxic behaviors, toxic characteristics. I would even go as far as to say a completely different person.
Yes.
That you wouldn't have known before they went to the school and they come back. And this is where I think this is where the core of maybe where we go wrong as a society in terms of teaching our men how to be men,
especially culturally.
And I even say the word men, it makes me frustrated, Tabby, because it implies so much aggression, right?
Like, yeah, I mean that's what the whole toxic masculinity is, right? Men can't cry, men can't cook unless they're paid and they're chefs, but men can't, that's the woman's job. It makes you angry because it doesn't make any sense how someone who is your age disappears for a few minutes, comes back, you're still a girl, and you have to call them a man. That's why it's frustrating.
It's very frustrating. I mean, children should actually remain children for as long as possible.
That's another problem. That's definitely another problem with the whole gender-based violence, because this is a tangent, but like I know Black girls from childhood are already being groomed, if you will, to be a sort of wife, a sort of servant. There are chores to be done, of course, but then it's a whole, how are you going to find a husband if you can't this,
Yeah.
But you've never been told that you are a woman, so you can't come changed.
No, the only time when you're a woman, Tabby, is when
there's a man.
When there's a man. Yeah, when there's a man abusing you.
We're out of time. Anyway, so this is what we were thinking. This is what Tia was thinking specifically.
Yeah, we need to change that. We need to look at what's actually going on there. We need to question enough of this. It's a secret. I'm done with it being a secret, whatever the heck is going on in initiation schools, because clearly what I can say from a woman's perspective, and what I can say even when I was a little girl, what I could see, I definitely can tell you that it's not the right thing. It's not beneficial for women.
What was I saying? That, Tia, I know you were asking about what is in the curriculum in the initiation schools, and I know that it's so sacred that when a film, when people were trying to shed light on it, granted the person trying to shed it's a whole political thing, but when it was attempted that light should be shed on it, there was a lot of angst against it, especially from the leaders. And that's alarming too, because when something is hidden, and like if you can't ask why, and you're just told accept it, that's a major red flag.
It's a major red flag. This is what I'm saying. Enough is enough about us like not trying to intervene in terms of what the curriculum is. We must. We're at a point where we're suffering because you guys have some oath. There is some kind of secrecy and sacredness about it that is, let's just say, it's killing women
and the men themselves. I hate that, but like, and the children,
and the boy children. Yeah, it's killing our society.
So many die, and it's always reported every year.
True, right? It's also dangerous.
Yeah. So, I mean, hell.
I think what it should incorporate, if maybe we could touch on this a little bit, but I think it should definitely, maybe it should have even some women in those facilities, to bring, especially because we're trying to change it and, radically change it. Maybe that we should have a lot more women who are teaching men about how to be better men, because it's like we are, it's if you read about it, most of these initiation schools are led by men because it's so sacred, right? So it's just men. It's like, it's a secret society club. What do they call it?
Cult.
Yeah. So maybe we start by getting women into those institutions.
Also,
as informal as they are.
Regulated.
Yeah, we need to regulate it.
There's a reason why. There's a reason things are regulated, so that safety is enforced. And so while we can keep the culture going, because I think another fear with regards to culture is how us maybe changing it is like similar to us whitewashing it, and that's not the point. The point here is safety of children. So it being that secretive means that things aren't probably that safe. And the proof is literally deaths. And I think that's kind of scary, that in spite of the deaths, this continues and we still allow it to be a secret. So if this can be regulated with the reinforcement of checks, then, it can still continue and we can still have that culture, and, we can still celebrate culture. Because roots are very important, and but it's not any type of erasure on the culture. But you mean?
No, we're not trying to erase the culture, Thabi. But
no, we're not. But like I know that this could. I'm playing the devil's advocate. I feel like that could be one of the subjects brought about once we say that let's have it regulated.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on. When we see, we're not saying let's change it. Let's make it into a tea party. We just want people to not die. And we just want people to not perpetuate the continuation of gender-based violence.
Thabi, do you actually remember a point in your life in primary school, where when you were taught about periods and everything associated with womanhood, where the boys would be asked to leave in a single line and the girls would stay in that classroom and get taught about those things,
Tia, can I answer that question?
Yeah.
No.
You don't?
Because there was no such class.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
no such class with me.
I went to.
There's no such.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
But, for me, when I look back on that, I'm like, why weren't boys taught about women's bodies and the way that they change?
There are adults that don't know about periods.
Because
adult men, sorry.
Yeah.
that don't know about periods. They have children, they're married, and they don't know about periods.
So in a way, I kind of feel like whatever it is that men are being taught in initiation schools, why can't you teach girls that? The same way that boys need to learn about periods. And
we need to talk about everything. Nothing should be taboo, because once something is taboo, that means things are being done not incorrectly, but not safely either.
Yeah. But that's where inequality breeds.
Agreed.
How are men and women supposed to be equal if there are certain things you need to teach women and certain things that you need to teach men where they cannot be in the same room? That is where inequality breeds.
Okay, that's it.